2025 is our year. Can you imagine being in a room filled with driven minds, all focused on making this really big positive ripple effect in the world? This is your chance to truly be part of something extraordinary. This is part 3 of our Bigger Purpose series, and applications are open for the Bigger Purpose Mastermind. My phone thought I said Siri when I said series. That was funny. Applications are open until January 22nd. You can go to elizabethhenson.co/bigpurpose. Today's episode is very special. You guys know I'm not really a fan of worrying about the how we're going to do something, right? Creating the roadmap. This is important. We want to take the end result and reverse engineer how we're going to get there. But what I don't want is for anyone to get stuck in the how. And I work with my students on this a lot because you have big picture thinkers like me who just kind of take messy action and don't really get stuck in the how. You know, we come with our own areas for improvement. But then you have the detail-oriented list makers that can't even start until they've mapped out every single step, right? They can't even get started until they've made their roadmap. And I have to help them break those cycles sometimes of like, yes, we want to take the end result and to map out as many steps as we possibly can. But we don't want to get stuck there because we may do step 1 and then all of a sudden some of the other steps need to change. The most important thing is not knowing every step, just the next step. But I also know that we need to make a little bit of a roadmap. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Messy Success Podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Henson. I help creative business owners and artists build communities around your brand so that business is easy and profitable. When you stay in action, yes, I mean even messy action, only good things happen. We are always learning, and when we can get just as excited about the lessons as the results, magic happens. I've helped million-dollar companies with their marketing, but my mission in this world is to help you step into the best possible version of yourself so you can create your dream business too. We believe in community and people over strategies and tactics. Our theme here at the Messy Success Podcast is the 1% adventure, where we're focusing on getting 1% better every single day. I want you to color outside the lines and embrace the messy journey to take daily action towards your goals. If you've noticed a plateau in your business, we've created a very quick quiz where you can find out your next best move. Head over to elizabethhenson.co/next to find out. Now let's get started. All right, part 3 of the Big Purpose podcast series here on the Messy Success Podcast. If you listened to episode 1 or 2 very closely, we did make some changes, hence such an example of what I just said in the intro, that I knew the end result that I wanted. I knew I wanted to do a podcast series. I had originally planned on it being a private podcast, but then after really looking at my plan for this entire event, it just made more sense to give access to everyone here on the Messy Success Podcast. I didn't need more than one gateway. If you're interested in the Bigger Purpose Mastermind, then I want as many people as possible to hear that. And I just decided to do it all
right here, right out in the open on the Messy Success podcast. So instead of a private series, this has been a very public 3-part series all about creating a ripple effect that starts in 2025 that could have massive change, massive positive effect, ripple effects in the next 10 or 20 years and beyond. This is big stuff, you guys. And this is important. We have to be able to think about what do we want to accomplish in the next decade and beyond. Because if we only focus on today, we're just going to continue to recreate today over and over and over. We have to do this work sometimes. And if you don't have these big, audacious, crazy dreams, that's okay. That is totally okay. I get shamed plenty for being so ambitious. You know, people think I only want to be around people like me who are super ambitious, which isn't completely false, but I won't say only, right? And I'm not here to judge anyone who doesn't have big dreams or big visions. But chances are, if you're listening to this podcast, you're here because you do have something that you're dreaming up, whether you're quiet about it, whether it's already in motion. You might be a business owner and you're completely fine where you're at. That's totally fine. In episode 2 of this series, part 2 of this series, we really did some pre-qualifying on if you're a good fit for this container. So hopefully you listened to part 2. If you didn't, I want to encourage you to go back and listen after this episode. Just to make sure that you're a good fit and to run and fill out the application if you do feel like you're a good fit. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about the how, because I do feel like I can sometimes be a little bit vague because I don't focus so deeply on the how. We want to have a strategy. We want to have a plan. But we want to also be flexible. And that's why I don't tend to put too much emphasis on the how. Even my event in April, I'm kind of vague with the itinerary because I have a talent for being able to read the room. And I'm very attentive to what's working and not working in the moment. And I'm very easily inclined to pivot when needed, right? And what you don't want to do is spend too much time in the planning phase so that you're paralyzed and you're not even starting. So there is a level of accountability that we're going to have in this container. There is a level of, moving through a specific process so that we get the results that we want. And we can't go into it completely willy-nilly without a process. So I'm going to share a little bit of that with you today on where I'm seeing this process go and what that might look like. Okay. And this is going to be we're just going to very briefly touch on this process to reassure you that there is one, that I'm really good at what I do, and hopefully get you very excited to apply for this bigger purpose mastermind if you've been feeling even the littlest itch. We already have people signing up for the wait list and already have some applications coming in, which is insanely exciting. So I just want to make sure that you guys have everything that you need to be a heck yes as you fill out that application. Because it's really important that you are all in. Okay. So obviously, the first thing that we are going to do is an incredibly powerful group of 7. So I am counting myself in the group, but I'm looking for 6 people to apply. I will not be necessarily building because what I'm building is this. Right? You guys, I'm building this. I'm building this container. I'm building this bigger purpose mastermind. And I can't do that without the 6 people. But as a group that will be masterminding and crowdsourcing, there will be 7 of us. Okay. So the first part is obviously that I'm looking for these 6 bold dreamers who are ready to create something world-changing, whether it's a nonprofit, a global movement, or a business with very deep impact. You don't have to have all the answers. I'm an expert at facilitating powerful spaces where together we can tap into that crowdsourcing, that collective genius, and raise the vibration to make this impossible inevitable. That is the vision for this group, okay? And for you guys, the same thing that you will do is start with the vision, which you probably already have. And it might be like, I want to solve world hunger, right? Or, solve a health crisis happening in a specific area. Or you want your business to somehow give back directly to your community. I have, oh my gosh, the list of things that I'm going to give back as I continue to grow and to become more successful. I mean, right now it's like I'm able to give and donate here and there. I mean, I do, but it doesn't even touch on like the amount that I want to give back, right? So it could just be anchoring your business with a bigger purpose. And that all starts with calling in your unique gifts, your dharma, what lights you up, what makes you feel bigger, and it won't leave you alone. It's like this itch you can't scratch, right? So inside the mastermind, we're going to get crystal clear. Right now, it might be a feeling. It might be a vision, right? And we're going to get really deeper on getting crystal clear on that dream so that it actually feels attainable. Because I know right now it feels huge, right? And this comes through discovering that true purpose in order to get really clear, right? My truest, highest purpose is to help more people do what they love and make a living doing it, to love what they do for a living, to make money, buttloads of money doing what they love, right? I love tying dharma and purpose and monetization all together. That's my purpose. That's why I'm here. Okay. So that is step 1 of our strategic plan, is to simply get really clear on our vision, on our dharma. Is this something that we can give energy to for the next decade and beyond, right? And it does not have to be full-time energy. This is what I want you guys to understand. This isn't like we're going to quit everything and only focus on this. This is an and. So if you listen to part 2, it is very important that you are in a position that this is an and, right? This is not, I need this to be successful in a year or I can't feed my family. That is not what this is. You already have everything you need. All your needs are met. And now it's time to activate your purpose, right? Now it's time to take the biggest stage you've ever taken, right? Because you're not worried about how to put food on the table or to pay off all your credit card debt or whatever it might be, right? Not that we can't have that. I'm a big believer in and. But the point of this mastermind is not to fill your pockets. This is to fill your purpose, if that makes sense. Now, they usually go together. And when you find your purpose, you'll unlock this incredible abundance that you've never actually dreamed to be possible. So they do tend to correlate, but you cannot come to this container thinking you're going to solve a money problem. That's not what this is. Okay. So that vision is like, what is your legacy? What would make you the absolute most proud to accomplish? Okay. And then step 2 is like, so obvious if you know me, right? But now we've got to start embodying this identity. Transformation begins when you take on the identity of being a change maker. Together as a group, we're going to break through everything that's keeping you small, right? Through visualization, identity shifting, leadership, and you'll stop thinking, who am I to do this? And you'll start saying, how dare I not do this? Right? That's a big, powerful shift. Okay. Then together, step 3, we're going to build your aligned strategy. Okay. Once this vision is clear, now you're starting to align with your strengths, your values, your identity, and the mastermind will provide tools for mapping out these first actionable steps, right? Identifying like what would key milestones for the next 8 months be? What would those be? Those will be different for everyone. But together as a group, we're going to identify what these milestones would be so that you can hit them and finish our 8 months together with some boxes already checked off, right? We're going to crowdsource, we're going to collaborate, and we're going to achieve some of these milestones. Now, again, the idea is not that we've saved the planet in a year, but you will be well on your way. And you will have this new identity of how dare I not live into my highest, most impactful purpose. And here's my favorite. Next, we are going to activate the power of community. Here's where my superpower comes in. I'm a professional community builder. I'm a professional at bringing people together for a common mission. And there's a misconception that that means a lot of people. It can be 3 people. You can get 3 people in on your mission and big things can happen. Leadership and community building, it's not about big. Sure, that tends to happen and it can happen. But I don't wake up every day feeling like I'm not successful because I haven't helped 1,000 people, right? I focus on helping one person, and that one person is then going to help 2 people, and that person's going to help 3 people. And the ripple effect that I don't even see or touch keeps me going. Helping one person at a time. That's what it's really about. So the power of community, when you start calling in those like-minded people, right? And you surround yourself with this room of 7 that's just going to simply reflect greatness right back to you. There's a superpower of collective brainstorming, accountability, and collaboration. And community will unlock really unexpected opportunities. So not only are we a community of 7, but you guys are going to be building communities around your specific purpose. And I have like a really cool top secret project that we will do together so that when you're done, you're leaving with something tangible that we all create together, that we co-create together with the universe. We're going to co-create something tangible. I'll let your mind wander and guess what that is, but I'm like really excited about it. No other mastermind is doing this that I know of. And it's one of the most exciting, one of the most biggest things that I'm excited about. And I thought about sharing it, and it's not like I'm holding it so tight, but I don't necessarily want people joining just because they want in on this project, right? I want them to really be on board with the whole vision, and this project becomes icing on the cake. But I feel like after the beta, the secret will be out and it'll just be part of the experience. But I need to test it out on you guys, okay? Okay. So then the last one is like, now we've got our purpose. We've got our key indicating like checkpoints, right? Our milestones. We're activating the power of community. Now it's about building momentum for expansion, which that was like number 2 on the list of what I might call this mastermind, was the expansion mastermind. But again, like I said, the name is not permanent yet. This is just for round 1. We'll see where it goes. I tend to create a name, create the thing. This happened with Elevate. Give it a name. And then once I actually exist and I can see it, feel it, touch it, I'm like, ooh, this is the name. And it just comes to me. The universe just delivers. So the name could change. That's okay. So the expansion mastermind, the bigger purpose mastermind, Elizabeth's amazing first beta mastermind, whatever we want to call it. But together over these 8 months, this is going to run from February through September. We're not just going to stop here. We're planting the seeds for that lasting impact. We're building it so that it can grow. Okay. And I'm going to facilitate and help you guys really develop the sustainable habits for the progress that you need. We're going to create the ripple effect mindset within you, that identity for the long-term change. And we'll celebrate these wins together as a group. And it's not about at the end of the year, it's done. But at the end of the year, you will have started what feels like the coolest accomplishment of your life. Hopefully you already have an idea in your back pocket. If you don't, we'll figure it out. You just feel called to do something big. You feel called to kind of fight back against our political climate. You feel called to make changes that will affect your kids for the better, whatever that might be. You're just like, shoot, I don't know what to do, but I want to do something. You're feeling called to do something. This could be for you. Okay. So those are like the big steps that we're going to go through from that top of the mountain view. And I know this works. And if you feel the call, if you're feeling like a heck yes, even if your dream feels kind of big or kind of unclear, that's exactly why you belong here. And if it's crystal clear and you haven't started, or maybe you have started and you're swirling a little bit, or you don't know the next step, or you keep kind of tucking it back away because you're procrastinating for some reason, this could be for you. Maybe it's just you want your business to impact and help more people. If you're in the or in some type of service where you're really helping people, maybe you want to go from helping 100 people a year to helping 1,000 people a year. As long as it helps people and makes this world a better place, I'm here for it. So just remember, this is more than a mastermind. This is a catalyst for the work that you are here to do. And we're going to co-create together as a group and with the universe, with all of our highest possible power, our highest possible good. I'm not saying that the best way. And I want you guys to fill out the application with urgency and excitement. And I'm excited to read them, and I'm excited to choose the perfect 6. So head on over to elizabethhenson.co/bigpurpose. Applications are open until January 22nd. If you are not interested and this is not for you, I hope at the very least this episode was helpful, kind of to break down the process of what it looks like to accomplish something big or small. This process works no matter what your goal is, right? But not getting too stuck in the how. We want to have this general thing. We want to identify the milestones. You want to take what it is you want to accomplish and reverse engineer what you need to do that, right? And then start with just 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. But you got to start with that end result and reverse engineer. You cannot figure out how to become who you need to be by being who you are now. You have to take on new characteristics. You have to embody new things, new ways of being, right? And that takes intention. That takes intentional work. And most people cannot take on a completely new identity totally alone, because what got you to this point isn't going to get you to that point. And who got you to this point may not get you to that point. The who, the what, the where, all the things. So I am so excited. This has been making my heart explode and kicking off 2025 with one of my biggest dreams, my biggest visions, to finally step into this identity of facilitating on a more impactful level. And nothing makes me happier than seeing the work that others do and the ripple effect. And it just all came together. So I'm so excited. Head on over elizabethhenson.co/bigpurpose. Sign up and you'll get access to the application. Thank you so much for listening to this 3-part series. I have a bonus episode up my sleeve for next week. But for today, we are complete, and I cannot wait to see your application. Again, if this is not for you, but you know someone who maybe they once said, gosh, if I could just do X, Y, and Z, or man, I want to do something. I'm tired of sitting back and not doing anything. I'm tired of sitting in silence. Send this to that person. That would mean the world to me. And to the ripple effect that they're keeping in their pocket that could be changing lives. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will see you soon.